Hey guys, how's it going? It's Monday something or other, whatever date, 14th? Yeah, January 14th. And it's like 52 degrees out, but it feels like it's 75 just because of getting used to the cold weather, you know? First warm day that comes along. So we got a little January thaw. And I'm so tempted to go for a ride. Motorcycle ride, but I got work to do. I'm working on a trailer. The guy wants a they put a bike luggage rack on the back of his trailer, so when they load it up with all their stuff, they can have a rack sticking out of here, and they can extend it a little bit. So I'll be cutting up a car trailer and welding that into place. He's got an ATV with a poor running condition. I'm sure it's dirty carb, and my tire constantly going flat, so I went to Tractor Supply and picked up a tube for it. They sell tubes for ATVs, the correct size with the valve in the right location. And if you can see this guy, there you go, right where it was stored. Is where it blew out. So we'll figure we'll put a tube in there. I tried finding tires on them, but tires are stupid money for it, and it's not all that high end of an ATV, so that's what we're going to go do on that. The bus, I got the bumpers on the bus all kind of squared away, banged out and straightened out and repaired as best as possible. The back one is mounted. I got tape on the end just protecting the edges so you don't damage the side of it installing them. But these were the non-rusted ones, but were dented in really bad. They were dented in about that far. So some creative hammer work and heat got them back into location, and got a set of good overriders out of the set and just sandblasted them down. They're gonna get body work on them anyway, but I want to make sure they fit correctly. A lot of times each piece of those is off of a different bumper, so none of that stuff was together. And this bus I got had no bumpers when I got it, so I want to fit them before I make the final, because after I got it straight, it still had a twist over the whole thing, so I had to kind of whack that back and get it back in the location. I think this one had a trailer hitch on it at one point, because there's a square hole cut here and a square hole cut here. Not quite sure what went there, whether it was a VW kind of thing or a trailer hitch. There's another one somewhere underneath right there too. So I at some point would like to put a trailer hitch back on this. Yeah, I know. just for the comedic fact alone. And I got the front bumper on it also. Same deal. Wrap the edges up with tape just to kind of protect them. And got that one all squared away. So I'm gonna take out in the outside sandblaster and sandblast everything off of them, and put a coating of Bondo on them and try to sand them down and clean up all the imperfections that are in there. But that should come back pretty good. Kind of fitting with the bus. I popped the headlights in the bus just to kind of make it look like more complete. I noticed that I think one of these, I'm not sure which lens is on backwards, you notice it's got like this diffuser here, and on the inside there's a bulb. I don't know if you guys could see it in that crap, but on the inside there's a little bulb on the inside. That's kind of like your parking light or running light. When the headlights are off, kind of lights these up dimly. I have a feeling that's what that diffuser's for. But if you look at this one, you can see it's on the other side. So one of them is wrong, and hopefully that lens just kind of pops out of there and spins around 180. And when I put those in there, for some strange reason, I called the bus Lucy. I don't know if I put the eyeballs in Lucy, but the name came to me, or it told me its name or whatever, so I think the bus got its name, and the name is Lucy, or Loose E, so to speak. So I guess I got somewhere on it. I'm gonna take them back apart now and start sandblasting all that stuff. And I gotta go grab the windows and the front frames, and I'll sandblast them too, so I can kind of paint them all at the same time. The paint I have for the top is called, what the hell is it called? Beige gray, something like that. Let's go see. I got a quart of it left. We'll go with, yeah, beige gray. It's the original VW color. They went, like the wheels were one color, bumpers were another color, the top color was another color. I think I'm just gonna do them all the same. I'm gonna paint the bumpers that same beige gray color. Because it's mine, I can do whatever I want with it. And yeah, so that's what I think we're gonna go with that. And the same thing with the windows up top, so they all kind of match. The engine tins, that rear apron, that's the original one. That's kind of like too messed up to really work with. If you can see that it's, get you in the sun. You can look down the side of this thing, you can see the bow that's in it. And yeah, somebody tried knocking it out at one point. But it's kind of framed in, and it's just not worth all the effort trying to get that guy to go straight. Somebody hacked it to put a bug muffler on it, all that kind of stuff. Well, the idea was to go and take these guys. This is the one that I got at the swap meet. And this is the one off the single cab out back. Now, if you remember, the one on the single cab is set up to have the crank start in it, the hole in it. It's kind of like, you know what, guys, let me shut this door. And I can see what I'm talking about. That one's set up that has the hole in it for the crank, and that one is empty still. This one, actually it looks like, not quite sure where the exhaust would have come out on that one, but somebody actually hacked into that one a little too, but that's not that big of a deal. Anyway, I was gonna go take that one and put it on the bus. Herein lies the problem. Unfortunately, they're not the same. If you look at the distance between here and here, and the distance between here and here, they're not the same. I guess the engine and trans sits back a little further on a 66, 67 than it does on the earlier one. And you're supposed to have this rubber gasket that kind of seals it to the engine tin. And that seal kind of goes right here against the motor. So that's not going to work for me, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do, I think, is just put the one that I have painted on it for now, and just keep the hunt going and see what I can kind of find. But if you look at, it's not at all a terrible loss, because the single cab one, this is the one that was on the single cab. You can see that corner was gone. Somebody actually welded it back together, but it's rotted off on the corner. So between the two of them, that'll make a good one for the single cab. I'll clean up that where that hole is there, and we'll have it so we can crank start that guy the way it's supposed to be. So you try. Sometimes you got to pay for your education. That stuff isn't terribly expensive. I'm lucky if I probably paid 20 bucks a piece for them, you know. So the right one will cost me an arm and a leg, but we're good. I was looking for that guy. All right. So this is going to get put on the back burner for a little bit. I'm not taking it out of the garage, but I got a bunch of other stuff to knock out. A couple of snowmobiles, snowblowers we're working on and whatnot. So and a couple of projects. So we're going to go take care of them, but plan on keeping this in the garage so it keeps it focused, so I can try to get this thing knocked out and get her together. So, because Lucy wants to go for a ride, and I want Lucy to go for a ride, and it's coming up soon. See who goes for a first ride in her Asher car, Greg Porter with his Gia, or Lucy. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.